This is the biggest, heaviest thing I've ever made. This is a puzzle chest of drawers. It has 8 hidden compartments, and to find and open all 8 takes about 50 different moves. The whole thing weighs in at 32 kilograms, and it's made entirely from CNC machined aluminium and brass. And before I show you how it all works, let's see what we're working with in its closed position. So on the top we have these brass rocker arms which move like this. The top row of drawers has no knobs on, so you can't pull it out, and if you try and push it in, it doesn't move at all. The next line down has 3 knobs. They waggle very slightly. This one comes out a bit further, but you still can't access it. And then the bottom brass drawer is blocked from opening by these huge padlocks down the bottom. On this side we have this visible mechanism that is concealed behind a piece of acrylic, so you can't access that with your hands. On the other side we have this figure of 8 shape here with this button that can be pushed in and out. And then on the back there are just these 2 holes up the top that are kind of too small to put your finger in or do much with. And since I've sold all of these and I'm never making any more, I have no issue giving out spoilers, so I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how you open this thing up. So starting up the top, these pieces rock back and forward like this, but they also rotate, and when you get them to the right point, they move up a bit further like that, which allows you to do the first move, which is this. These 2 drawers are now in, which allows this to spin round, revealing the first hidden compartment, which is in here. It also reveals this brass circle here. And pressing it does nothing, but underneath I can push through a little hole that reveals this magnet and this bolt from underneath. They were held together like this. So we have 2 tools that we can use now to solve the rest of this puzzle. Next we rotate this piece around to here, which allows us to pull this drawer back out, which allows this to rock back to here. We then take our bolt, insert it into the hole in the back, which raises this piece a bit further. The magnet goes on the front, and that allows us to pull this drawer out. And there we go, compartment number 2. We then take the magnet, put it on this drawer, spin this round by 180 degrees, and then slide this across to here. Then when we pull it out, that allows this other bolt to do the same thing on this side. Compartment number 3. Then by rotating this piece again, that allows us to access the hidden compartment in the back. And there is compartment number 4. But you might notice that this rattles. And also, if you look closely, the bottom is actually a different metal. It's steel in there, whereas this is aluminium, which means it is magnetic. So if we take our magnet, put that in the bottom, we can then pull out the base, revealing a key, which unlocks our first padlock. There we go. So now we're onto these 3 middle drawers of the puzzle. And what we've got going on here is that this drawer opens to here, but no further, so you can't access it. And these 2 seem to be locked, but there's this button here which I can press, and when I press that, these 2 drawers come out together. They are linked with some kind of mechanism inside, and when I pull them out, this little bit hangs down. So I can push this one back in separately, but not both of them together without lifting this up, which links them mechanically. But what I really want to do is pull out the middle drawer by itself. So how do I do that? I use our magnet that we found earlier, and I can operate that little latch magnetically which isolates the second drawer without needing to press this button on the side. And then this is my favourite part of the whole puzzle. The front spins round by 180 degrees, goes back in, then you press this again, and one more time, which allows them both to come all the way out. That gives us access to this middle compartment, but it doesn't give us access to this because this is its own puzzle box. So let's solve this separately. So to open this compartment, we have this brass piece which is on a spring, and this was the button that I was pressing earlier. Then we've also got this threaded hole in the top and this screw here. And this is when we use, for the third time, this bolt tool that we found earlier on in the puzzle. So that screws into here, and then you're kind of lock picking, but you know, not quite as hard. And there is a point where this opens like that. You can see the mechanism there. There was this point where it allowed it to pass. And then finally we have access to compartment number 6. Then this is the final compartment before the big boy finale at the bottom. And we can see if we open this, it comes out this far and it does something with this hidden mechanism in the side, but it doesn't free it. So once again, we're going to use this magnet that we found earlier. And what this is a maze moved by this magnet, but there's this acrylic cover, so we can't access it directly. So what we do is we move this here, bring it part way out, then push it back in. As we move this to the top, that will free it all the way. And you can see the little machined maze in the side there. And that is compartment number 7. However, it's also a puzzle box. And when we move this around, we can hear some sort of ball inside. So you're looking from the underneath now, and you can see the ball is currently over this hole here, and we need to get it to balance over this hole. There we go. Then we use our bolt again from earlier, and we're going to balance the ball on the top of the bolt and then slowly lift it up until it meets the top of the box, which is going to push it open. There we go. Compartment 7 opened. So we are ready to open the 8th and final compartment, but there's still a padlock in the way. So where is the key that will allow us to unlock this last padlock and then open the last drawer? Well, it's actually still in the chest. And we've already opened this top bit, we know it's not there. We've already opened this middle drawer, and we know it's not in there. But there is a bit more to this middle drawer. Because if you push it back in, you can rotate it around, and there is our key. But because you're not allowed to use tools, I actually can't get my fingers in there to get it. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can either whack the bottom and try and catch it, or my preferred way, which is this. Blow it out. Key, padlock. And we have our last puzzle box. And you can see if I slide this up, there's a trap door here that needs to open for the final compartment. But there's some cubes in the way and there's an opening in there. And this is a packing puzzle, so we need to fit all the pieces inside this opening down there for this to slide all the way, which will allow the trapdoor to open. And this looks a lot easier than it is, because even though you think these are all cubes, they are not. Some of them are cuboids. So there's actually 4 of one size, and then 4 of a different size. And they need to fit in alternating positions. So 4 of them are cubes, but the cuboids are slightly taller, so they're only going to fit one way up, and I need to figure out which one is which. And it's just a bit of trial and error until you can separate the 4 into 2 groups, and eventually they will fit, but not yet. Hey. And then there is compartment number 8. Done. So that is the Monolith puzzle chest laid out in all its component parts. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you're looking to buy one of these, I'm afraid you can't. I only made 10 and that was about 5 years ago. I'm not making any more. I promised all the buyers I wouldn't make any more because it was a limited edition run. So if you do want one, you'd have to get it on the second-hand market, and to my knowledge, only 2 of those have been sold second-hand. They both went for over £10,000. So you probably won't be able to have a go with one, but hopefully this video satisfied your curiosity. I am very, very slowly working on a Monolith 2. It's been 3 years of work so far and I haven't really got anywhere, so maybe in another 5 years I'll do another production run of something of this scale. Anyway, I am Felix Ewer. Go buy my puzzles.